Hello everyone, welcome back to Teacup Tarot. My name is Reya, and in today's video we are going to be taking a look at what messages you need to receive at this point of time. Now this is going to be including messages for your life, this is going to include messages for your work and also your spiritual life. So in this moment, whenever this video finds you, this is what you need to hear. Yeah, you have three piles once again in front of you. You can pick out according to the images, of course, or you can pick out according to the feathers or the plates, whichever way works for you. And once you're done with the choice, we start with pile 1. Hello, and if you've selected pile 1, these are the messages that you need to receive when it comes to your life right now. Alright, now first of all for you, the most important thing, pile 1, is to live in the moment. To not think so much about your past, not think so much about your future. Focus on now. How you can utilize your today to make your future better. And what can you do today that the future self will thank you for. Because remember, it is only today that you get. So no matter where in your life you apply it, whether this comes to your work, whether this comes to your studies, or it comes to relationships, it is today that is going to be making a difference in your life. So make yourself a better human being, make yourself a better student, make yourself a better person today. Most important. And one thing that will help you in the process of your spiritual life more than any other time is meditation. And concentrated meditation, even if that meditation is for 2 minutes. Yeah, just sit with your eyes closed, breathe. Yeah, and of course if you maintain a posture or the mudra, which is like that, this is left, right, this will help you concentrate, even if it is for like 2 minutes or 3 minutes. Yeah, because that will help you ground your energies, center your energies, and once your energies are centered, things will really start working themselves out for you. You'll start to gain that flow when it comes to life, and you have to get into that flow right now. Most important. Yeah, but interestingly, what is happening in your life, okay, you're also moving towards a lot of abundance. So financially, if there's somebody out here who's worried about money, there is no need to worry about anything. Just make sure your work is consistent, your efforts are consistent, and you're paying attention to whatever it is that you're doing. Do it with the greatest amount of effort, and the success will be rewarded with abundance wherever you are in your life. So don't so much worry about your material life. But interestingly, what is going to be happening, probably you're going to be living in two circumstances. Like probably one half of you is very into your work, and the second half of you is very into spirituality, and you struggle to maintain a balance with these two things. Or maybe you are interested in two avenues, two career oriented issues. And then you're like, oh, how do I do justice to both? So then with justice to both, it is about, careful planning. Having your day scheduled to a T. So discipline most important when it comes to you. So whether you take up two jobs, two career, or spirituality and material life, you can do justice to both, but balance and discipline is the key when it comes to you. And one thing I really have to tell you, pile 1, certain times in your life, especially in the next 3 to 4 months, you may feel like you don't belong. You don't belong with your family, you don't belong at home, you don't belong on planet Earth itself. So you may really start thinking, am I a starseed? But it's not that you are a starseed. Of course, for very few of you from pile 1, you may be. But what is happening, because of the spiritual practices that you're doing, because of your involvement in spirituality, your level is uplifted, your vibrations are uplifted. And when your vibrations are uplifted, you may not be able to relate people who are close to you, who may be slightly on lower dimensions than you are. So then what you need to do is, once again, living in two worlds. One is the world of people around you, and one is your own spiritual world. So you have to sort of meet them halfway. Probably, just for a cup of coffee or just for regular conversations every single day. But you have to make an effort to sort of, connect with them on their level. Because they don't have the possibility of connecting with you on yours. because you're like too advanced for that. So if you feel like you don't belong with certain people, it is because honestly at this point you don't, but you have to sort of reach that middle ground when it comes to people as well. Once again, the message of balance continues. And no matter what you want to do when it comes to your life, okay, whether this is a career goal, whether this is a relationship goal, you have to have the intention clear, and the intention is set in the present moment. So everything that is going to be showing up in your life, it is going to be based on your intentions. So when you know that, create intentionally. And don't be like, I'm just going to sit there and go with the flow and then accept things. Intention, very important. Okay, because you've sort of, come out of that zone of, oh, I'll let things flow. Maybe that flow will come back again. But right now, your intentional creation is what is important. And the reason why this is happening is because the universe is sort of activating you in many ways. The process of awakening, spiritual awakening for you has begun. Right? And when the spiritual process of awakening has begun, you can be assured that you are in very good hands. Then spiritual downloads is something that you're going to be getting. But one thing, be very careful. When it comes to your spiritual life, do not reveal what you're doing to another person. And especially if you get some inspired dreams, or if you like witness miracles, do not reveal it. Because once again, you are on a different level as compared to people around you. Yeah, so once again, you have to protect your own spiritual practice. You have to protect yourself, and once again, surround yourself with energies of protection. And if you feel like you cannot do it yourself, invite your guru to assist you to get that protection, or Archangel Michael is always available to assist you. But once again, the process of awakening for you has begun. And even though the process of awakening for you may have begun, certain basic spiritual practices you have to take care of. So whether this is your daily prayers, whether this is your daily chanting, continue it the way it is going. But once again, when it comes to your life, even if this is your career, you have to make sure that your foundations are right. Even when it comes to relationships, you have to question your foundation. And remember, the foundation of everything in your life right now has to be placed on doing the right thing, doing something that is right by everybody, and whatever you do it with the greatest amount of love. So your foundation has to be right, based on hard work and love. And for a couple of people, what may happen is, as a result of your spiritual awakening, you may decide that certain avenues are now for you, because of which career changes may happen. Now for a couple of people, these could be drastic career changes, like you decide, okay, I'm going to be leaving this and going in this direction. Or simple things like maybe I'll quit this job and take up a new one. But certain changes career wise are going to be happening, and that change is coming because of your spiritual life. So let it happen. Accept it. That's what I'm going to be telling you. And remember, once again, if you have certain intentions, there is absolutely nothing wrong to place that intentions with the universe. And oh great, you have Archangel Michael showing up. So once again, you are safe. But let me tell you, if you ever feel, in any time of your life that you feel, okay, I'm feeling a little bit unsafe, or my energy levels are fluctuating, or when I'm, spending time with this person, I don't feel like, my energies are right. In which case, of course, you need protection. But first of all, you need the cutting of certain cords that bind you. Yeah, of course, you can invite your guru to assist you in this process. But should you not have a guru or a spiritual master, Archangel Michael does the job absolutely brilliantly for you. And most importantly, especially when the spiritual awakening happens, especially when things are really going in your favor, taking care of your body becomes absolutely important. So please, at this point of time, and I'm repeating myself again and again, give your body nourishing foods. Fresh food, very important. Vegetables, very important. Fruits, very important. Staying hydrated, most important. Because what may happen is, you may feel like you want to drink a lot more water than usual. And stay away from caffeine as much as you can. I'm going to say as much as you can, because I know, certain people need that cup of coffee. So try to cut it down, or when you feel like, okay, I really need to drink coffee, try and drink a cup of water first. Because maybe that cup of water will sort of take that drive away slightly. but you need to take care of your body right now. And most importantly, whenever you feel like you need rest, please take rest, because what happens is the process of awakening requires energy, okay, because a lot of downloads come to you, right? So then grounding is important, and even one step ahead of grounding is, making sure that you're resting, not doing anything, just relaxing, taking that power nap that is good for you, or whichever way rest speaks for you. Okay, so please make sure you're doing that and not continuously working when it comes to your life. I'll also give you messages from Baba because I feel like that's really important today. Let's see. Truth. Yes, once again, what is the journey of awakening but the walk towards truth? So let me tell you this, you have to consciously make an effort towards this as well. Honesty, very important. Honesty with yourself, honesty with other people, most important. So make honest choices when it comes to your life. And of course, you are definitely going to be surrounded by angels continuously. Yeah, which is great for you personally. Find the light within. So, let me tell you this. The reason why meditation came up for you and the very reason why Gautam Buddha showed up for you was because, of course, when it comes to meditation, like Gautam Buddha is Gautam Buddha. So when it comes to finding that light within, when it comes to finding that truth within, there is no better tool than meditation. Even if this is for 2 minutes, and I repeat this again and again. Don't ever feel like meditation has to be 1 hour long. That is for people who are like experts at meditation. 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 5 minutes, you are fine. But that will help you, in that process. And then slowly but surely you will start to recognize that light within. And what will happen is when you close your eyes, you'll in fact see lights. Now these lights can be of different colors. This could be rainbow colors, or depending on the level or spiritual position that you are, the colors will change. But this is just the beginning when it comes to meditation. Yeah, so you have to find the light within and the inspiration within to take the steps that are mentioned out here. And patience. See, the most important thing, whether this for you is in your material life or in your personal life or spiritual life, is patience. Everything comes at a time when it is supposed to be coming. So you have to be patient when it comes to anything. And look how beautiful. You have all angel numbers lining up. And as I mentioned, you had Archangel Michael showing up as well. So angels are present in your life beautifully. Yeah. So be patient. Be really, really patient. Whatever you need will come to you. And you have to love yourself. You have to accept yourself with your flaws, with your beauty, with everything. Because what will happen is organically you will be moved towards things that are the best parts of you. So this is again the process of purification of the self, where your ego gets removed, your anger issues get removed. Anything that is perceived as negative on the spiritual path is removed from your life. So this is going to be happening, but of course you have to be patient with it. And as much as you can, walk the honest path. And as much as you can, as little as you can, meditate. Very important, because once again, with the process of awakening on you, the more effort you make, the more rewarded you will be. It is as simple as that. Because when it comes to spiritual life, if you make an effort, God will make an effort 100 more times towards you. Yeah, but overall, these are the messages that you need to receive wherever you are right now. Make the effort and you will be rewarded. I'll see you in my next one. Bye. Hello, and if you've selected pile 2, these are the messages that you need to receive for your life, your work, career, and your spiritual life. So let's take a look at what is it that you really need to hear. Now, remember this pile 2. Right now, your life is in this stage of expansion. Expansion of knowledge, expansion at a soul level, and expansion at a spiritual level too. So basically your responsibility right now is to move above and beyond your present self. Move beyond, your ego, move beyond beliefs that you hold, and set forth in the direction of wisdom. Try to learn as much as you can from different avenues as much as you can, because you need to expand yourself and expand those boundaries that you've placed on yourself and your life. Okay, because there is a lot you need to learn in the next step of your spiritual life. And Along with that, right now the focus is also on what can you manifest, how capable you are when it comes to manifestation. And be honest with yourself, don't be like, oh, I'm a very spiritual person, I cannot demand this. You have to be honest with yourself. So if you want a lot of money, remember, you can still be a spiritual person. Yeah, there is no sort of comparison or no fight between these two. So no matter what you want, as long as it is not violating the right of somebody else, ask for it. Ask with honesty and ask with the greatest amount of clarity, because right now that is the thing that it is that you're supposed to be doing when it comes to your life. And most importantly, flexibility is important, because once again you're supposed to expand. And what happens is, when ego is in place, then flexibility is not, slightly possible. So what happens is, then we try to act rigid. Then we are like, my way is the highway. And the moment you act that, you sort of put an end to that expansiveness part of you. Expansiveness is only possible when you're willing to bend, when you're willing to be flexible. Because remember, when it comes to storms, the trees that are rigid are actually taken up, and the trees that are really flexible stay on. So you have to be like one of those trees that are really, really flexible to gain the maximum rewards when it comes to your life. Because what is happening, right now, pile 2, you have a very strong grip on what you're supposed to be doing, on what you're doing, and the way your life is supposed to be looking like. It's like there is no scope for improvement right now. And that is a sure step towards failure, right? So right now what you have to do is you have to let go, and you have to let God take charge when it comes to life. So if you're addicted towards certain people, certain relationships, let them go. Set them free. If they want to come to you, they'll come to you. If it is a dream that you have, dream it. Set it out to the universe and free yourself. If it is something that the divine intends for you, nothing can keep it from coming towards you. Remember that. Just work with that thought process. Let go and let God in is the only way for you right now to actually meet your destiny, is what is coming through. And remember this, the most important thing for you right now is to address your emotions. Because what happens is, sometimes circumstances happen when things happen to us, but we don't process it. We just bury things under the carpet. We don't even cry sometimes because we want to be all strong. But right now, it is for you to feel your emotions. Whether they are positive emotions, whether they are negative emotions, just let everything come to surface. But possibly if you can, do it in a journal and not with another person. Because if you sort of do it with another person, they'll just be confrontations. And that is something we don't want at this point of time. Because you are on a specific journey. So whatever emotions are coming, write it down on a journal to set it free. And to set yourself free from it also. But your connections with your emotions are something that you need to consider your strength and not your weakness. But processing it in a beautiful way is something that you have to learn. And the reason why all of this is happening, because you're being prepared for the journey forward. In fact, your heart chakra is going to be the chakra that is going to be activated, so that you can feel that love, the ever expanding love, not only for yourself, not only for people in your life, but for the entire humanity in your heart. Yeah, and of course you're being taken towards it in a specific manner. And certain downloads are coming towards you. So let me tell you this, even in your life, if you do not have a guru, I see a couple of you guys having a guru. Even if you don't have it, there is a power who is acting on behalf of you, who wants the best for you and is almost sending you those downloads to make sure that you evolve as a spiritual being in their eyes. Yeah, so just prepare yourself physically, be very conscious about your hygiene at this point of time. And when you sit for meditation or when you're even thinking of God, just make sure you're clean. Yeah, because when those downloads are coming, you want to be in that optimal state of light and your aura has to be clean. Because what happens is, when these downloads are coming, the kind of light beings around you are that positive. And when you're like slightly probably not, in that excellent state of aura, then that affects them negatively. So if you want to receive something from a higher vibrational level, you have to match it at least to a specific level. Yeah, and for that, personal hygiene is very important. And remember this, no matter what, when it comes to your life, you're supposed to be taking a lead. So when it comes to your life, take the lead. You know, if you feel like you want to study this, study that. If you want to start up a particular chant, start it. If you feel like, okay, you know, I'm really being guided towards this particular spiritual belief system, go in that direction. Discover everything. Once again, the message for you is expansiveness. You know, expanding your heart, expanding your consciousness is also coming. But for that, you have to take the lead. Take the first step and the 100 steps will be taken towards you is the message when it comes to you. See, one thing for you, pile 2, is something you have to know today and every day. Your job on planet Earth is to bring light to humanity, is to bring light to Mother Earth, and to make sure that you are the light bearer and the torch bearer of love in the world. And once again, which is why it is your heart chakra that is most important. Yeah, so your purpose in life is that to bring healing, to bring happiness, and to make sure that whichever person you meet, you leave them feeling better. So your job is very important, and in that sense also then your hygiene becomes important. So whenever you feel like, you know, you've met a person, you've had a significant impact on them, make sure you're washing your hands, you're washing your face, you're washing your feet, so that energetically you are cleansed and then nothing affects you at a deeper level too. Because two things will happen. One thing, you're going to be healing other people, you're going to be, you know, teaching that lightness to another being, and once again you're getting that download simultaneously. So these are two different forces. One is slightly of a lower vibration and one is of a higher vibration, and you are like the middle ground. Yeah, so that is a challenging position, but something that you can absolutely do. And interestingly, two forces are coming towards you right now. Okay, one is a past loved one who's there to support you. And maybe this past loved one is a family member who himself was very spiritual, and he is assisting your spiritual process. So, you know, whenever something goes wrong with you on a spiritual level, he sort of intervenes for you. And this is an ancestor. Okay, this is like not an angelic spirit or an ascended master, because the second spirit is that of an ascended master. So this is like a past loved one saying that they are fine and they are with you and they are assisting you every step of the way. Along with that, you know, right now, if you can just sort of do stargazing, that will really help you. Because even stars, you know, see, one thing that I absolutely believe is the stars simultaneously you are able to see them. But you know, if you like visit a place where you feel like, you know, your guru belongs to, or for example Shirdi has the same set of stars, right? So those stars actually, like, you know, belong to two places, to you and to your spiritual master or the spiritual place of worship. And then it's like you gain a lot from them, which is why personally for me, stargazing is a favorite activity, and it definitely energizes you. But of course, for a couple of people who are into astrology and you want to consult stars, that may help you as well. Yeah, but that's something you need to understand. And remember, now is a time that you are going to be receiving the greatest amount of signs, symbols, through dreams, through conscious waking life. That is possible because once again, it is the state of expansiveness. It is the state of downloads for you. And when you feel like a certain thing is an omen, don't feel like, you know, how you have to discuss it with somebody, because they may not know anything. So for you, just hang on to them, probably write it down somewhere, but know that it is going to be happening continuously for you right now, because you are, you know, in that higher state right now. So you just have to be conscious that these things may happen, and when these omens happen, when you get these signs, to just mentally register it somewhere or write in some kind of spiritual notebook. Spiritual notebook, every spiritual seeker needs to have. Yeah, and in that notebook you can write down your spiritual experiences. If you have a habit of chanting, you can probably write down what you're chanting. If you meditate, you can probably write down, you know, how frequently you've meditated, what duration of meditation it was, and any experiences during meditation. So all of that, for that, you know, a spiritual journal is very important. Make sure you sort of, you know, take note of that. Let's see what Baba has to say. New beginnings, absolutely. So once again, with that expansiveness, this expansiveness is towards something new. When you are being asked to let go is because intentionally the divine is taking you in a new direction, a direction in which you're going to be learning a lot, and hence you need to be flexible. Yeah, so please make sure in these new beginnings, firstly you take the lead as well. Yeah, that's really crucial for you, because Baba clearly intends that. And along with that, reflection is important, and mostly reflection on, if you maintain a journal, that will help you a great deal, because one, you will see how far you've come. And what happens is, when we sort of mature spiritually, and then when we take a look back at how far we've come, or a certain experiences, those experiences that happened back in the day start making sense, and that reflection will then become a spiritual growth and a learning ground for you. And for that, spiritual reflection and that journal is very important in serving others. So once again, one of the things that you have to make sure that it is a part of you is serving others. And remember, we told you that you have like a dual purpose. One is, getting those downloads yourself from the universe. And second is to make sure that you use it for somebody's benefit. By, saying a kind word, by helping them in some way, whichever way, or even if this is, helping birds, animals, giving somebody food, or a helping hand when it comes to something, serving is your way forward. And whenever a person's, life purpose is to bring light and love to world, it is automatically a path of service. So that is your path in this lifetime. And surrender. Absolutely. See, first of all, remember, you have already like an ascended master, a guru, who's available to help you. Of course, for a couple of people, it could very well be Sai Baba, because it's really magical that people around the world who've not ever heard of Sai Baba are now coming back and telling me the miracles that are happening in their life. So it automatically means that Baba has assumed the role of your spiritual teacher, of that ascended master who is meant for you, because of a lack of an ascended master when it comes to you. And even if you have an ascended master, Baba will still help you out, because that is the kind of, light master that he is, and because of which we love him so much. Yeah, so make sure you just surrender. Don't worry about who is helping you, who is not helping you. Just surrender, because clearly divine beings are assisting you. And the more divine beings there are, the better your journey is. So don't worry about who is the right one, who is the wrong one. No, if you're getting help, take all the help and just surrender, because you're clearly in, good hands. One more I'll give you. Spiritual growth, because the end point, honestly, the core intention for you is to grow spiritually, and because of which you're expanding a lot when it comes to your life. Remember one thing, make sure that you're keeping yourself clean all the time. Anytime you mentally feel like, oh, I'm not feeling good, change your clothes, wash your face, wash your hands, wash your feet, and you will start feeling better. Because it is probably very much a result of maybe, coming across certain peoples whose vibrations are slightly lower. Or, you've done something so nice for them and, it just happens. So just ignore that. Just focus on keeping yourself clean and doing your job that you're meant to do in this lifetime. But overall, these are the messages that you need to receive on your spiritual path, in your life, and just overall for you. Yeah, as I wrap this up, I'm going to be leaving you with nothing but my best wishes for your future. I'll see you in my next one. Bye. Hello, and if you've selected pile 3, these are the messages that you need to receive for your life, your work, your spiritual path, and so much more. Now, remember, for you pile 3, what is happening right now is there is an energetic cleansing when it comes to you. So all the energies from your aura, from your body that don't belong are being cleansed, and the person who's sort of in charge of it is Goddess Kali. Yeah, so please make sure right now any kind of fears that you have attached to your future, any kind of attachments that are unhealthy when it comes to you, you allow Goddess Kali or an ascended master that you believe in to clear this out of your life. Because when that clearing process is over, you will then become that pure, shining light being once again. Because what is happening, it's like the purpose that you were meant to serve up until this time is over, and you're prepared for that higher journey. And of course, when the journey is supposed to be higher, everything that you've accumulated so far needs to go out of your life, and that is happening beautifully when it comes to you. And most importantly, the focus for you is not on things that you're now going to be learning, but on things that you've already learned. See, for you, the thing is, pile 3, you guys know a lot, but somewhere you're not using that wisdom in a way that you are supposed to be using. Yeah, so remember, when it comes to any advice that you want, seek within. That wisdom already lies within, but maybe you're so used to relying on an external force to give you that advice that wisdom is somewhere dormant. So use that wisdom. Every time you feel like you need assistance when it comes to making a decisions, ask yourself first. Make use of that wisdom. Most important when it comes to your life. And now what is going to be happening is, you are probably going to be getting a lot of messages that probably you don't understand, or you don't really understand how they are coming or which force they are coming from. Because somewhere, because of that energetic upgrade that is happening for you, there is a tap happening when it comes to the consciousness of the universe. The energy field of the universe, the Akashic field. And as a result, you're going to be getting more downloads. And once you're getting more downloads, of course, the ones that you learned have to be cleared. So this is like a process that is happening when it comes to you. And see, remember this. This is not the first time that you're walking this spiritual path. It may be a different path that you're walking this time, because it is the spiritual path that is right for you. Yeah. So once again, I told you, there is some kind of shift that is happening. So the shift is actually good. And that shift is because previous things are getting cleared and the newness is coming in. Yeah. So whatever it is that you've learned for a very long time, that is stored in you as wisdom. And now you're going to be opening up to newer dimensions of wisdom. But remember, spiritual life is for you. Yeah. Because that is why you are born in this lifetime. And most importantly, you have to take a very good look at yourself in the mirror. Because at this point of time, mirror work is going to be important. So when you look at yourself, just look at things that are good about you. Look at how far you've come when it comes to your life. And reflect on your journey. Don't automatically think like, oh, I'm looking in the mirror, I feel like, oh, my skin is not great. Oh, my hair don't look great. Oh, this is wrong. No, focus on how far you've come. If there is any kind of scar on your face, then it is something that you've acquired in your life. And everything is exactly as it is supposed to be. Yeah. So please make sure you're taking time to reflect on the beautiful journey of your life and just emerge as a stronger being from that. Don't let that become a weakness when it comes to you. Love for yourself, most crucial on this journey. But let me tell you this, all the obstacles that are there in your spiritual path are being removed. And for you, what is happening, obstacles happen like you don't even have any control on it. And honestly, when you don't have control on it, there is nothing you can do about it but pray. And then, move out of the way and let the person who knows better do their job. Because the obstacles are now going to be removed from your path, because spiritually you're supposed to be growing and your connections are going to be increasing. So very likely you will now meet people who will assist you on your journey forward. Yeah, spiritual masters, ascended masters, wise being, a teacher. People will teach you a great deal when it comes to your life right now. Yeah, because newness, once again, you're supposed to grasp a lot. And when it comes to timing, lucky timing is upon you. So whatever is happening, especially when it comes to your spiritual life, will also have a very positive impact on your daily life, on your work, on your career, on your monetary aspect, on your relationships. See, spiritual life and our daily life are not two different things. They are very interconnected. Once spiritually you progress, you cannot help but make progress in other areas of your life. So you're entering a lucky time, and more so when it comes to relationships is what is coming through. And remember, at this point of time, you may realize that animals have a greater amount of affinity towards you. Probably animals, birds, you will find that you have a natural connection with them. Probably for a couple of you, very few of you, you may start understanding what you're feeling or what they're trying to communicate. In fact, if you guys have pets at this point of time, I'll tell you, you guys are very blessed. Because pet spirits are naturally in alignment with the forces of nature that are really benevolent. Yeah. So please make sure, you're really holding that bond close to you. And in fact, for a specific, now this could be very specific message. If you've had a pet and that pet has passed away, that pet has almost assumed the role of a protector for you. Yes, so you really have help in that dimension. But animals, that communication is going to be getting stronger. But let me tell you, okay, whoever this is, that pet spirit is like attached to you. Like that love is like beyond lifetimes is something I'm getting here. Now, what may happen is, okay, now once that energetic cleansing happens, and once that, you know, energy field, that field of awakening of the universe is attached to you, you may all of a sudden feel like you want to do something creative. You may feel like you want to buy a can of paint and start painting. You may want to write. You may want to do something creative, like an outlet for yourself. Yeah, do that. Or even if it is simple as, you know, writing down your thoughts, writing poetry, do it. In whatever way you want to creatively express yourself, do it, because it is almost coming to you as a gift from the universe. So I won't be surprised if, you know, in like 2 to 3 years, somebody out here will publish a book. And if you publish a book and you've heard this message, come back and tell me. Yeah, because I clearly see this happening for a specific few of you. And music. See, music at this point of time will really help you, because what happens is, you know, music has the capacity to alter our state of mind. And sometimes music also, you know, is like this medium that connects us to benevolent spirits, can connect you to that Akashic force as well. So make music a part of your life. Okay, creativity can also involve music, playing music, writing music, either way. But make music a part of your life. Okay, now devotional, you know, bhajans that as Hindus have. I know when it comes to Christians, you have hymns. With Islamic friends, you have, you know, Nath. You know, connect yourself to these things. They'll actually help you spiritually progress to the next level. And remember, even though you're making rapid progress on your spiritual path, there is nothing to worry and there is nothing to fear. Nothing is going to harm you. Because one thing what happens is, when a person makes sort of progress on a spiritual path, they always feel like, I'm going to be safe. You know, especially when it comes to accessing information, am I going to be okay? You're going to be okay. And if you feel unsafe, call upon the protection of Archangel Michael, or whichever God you believe in, or whichever higher power you believe in. Because see, you always have protection, especially if you're walking on a spiritual path that is so developed. Because remember this, okay, there are very, very few people who land up on my videos, right? And they are of a specific kind, who are very dedicated to spiritual paths. Only those people somehow find up their way here. And if you're here, you are going to be taken care of. That is something you need to know. For sure. That is my belief 100%. Because what has happened, you know, in my own spiritual journey, whenever something was supposed to go wrong, or sometimes, you know, things like even started going wrong, immediately somebody came in and I got the help that I needed. Yeah? And it will happen to you as well. So absolutely have no worry about, you know, fear of or your own safety. You're protected. And let's see what Baba has to tell you. Expect a miracle. Okay, so clearly the next step when it comes to your spiritual life is when you can expect a miracle for yourself. So allow that energetic clearing to happen. Sometimes it may feel uncomfortable. Sometimes you may feel like, you know, issues when it comes to your body. Sometimes you may feel like, you know, certain emotional issues are coming. It is because of that clearing that is going on for you right now. And once that is going to be out, you're going to be starting to feel much, much better. Yeah, see, these things are always going to be happening for people who walk like a spiritual path. So try and not worry about things a great deal. Okay, that's something you need to know. Karma yoga. Make sure you're not hurting people's feelings. Okay, whenever you're talking, you're very conscious about what you're talking. And honestly, if you can just embrace silence more than speech, that will help you a lot. So that you'll create less karma. But be careful when it comes to accumulating extra karma, because you're doing a great job right now spiritually. And persevere. On your material path, on your spiritual path, remember not to give up. You're very close to getting what you want and you're very close to the miracle. So persevere. See, people who reach miracles are only people who do not give up. People who give up, well, too bad. Unless they have a really benevolent spirit to assist them, then that process is something that they have to start once again. So don't let that happen to you, okay? Keep doing something every single day. Whether this is japa, whether this is meditation, or whether this is doing a good deed. Or whether this is working hard when it comes to your life. making that effort, persevere. Most important when it comes to you. And remain centered. Okay, see that grounding is very crucial for you. Remaining centered is very important, because once you're centered, once your footing is firm, then the thoughts of giving up don't come. When you're not centered, when you're like shaky yourself, then you feel like, oh, I need to quit when it comes to anything. And there are going to be causes of celebration. I'm going to be stopping at that. So if you do not quit, the miracle will be yours, and that miracle will be a cause for greater amount of celebration for you. But overall, these are the messages that you need to hear today, wherever you are when it comes to your life. And as I wrap this up, I'm going to be leaving you with all of my best wishes, blessings and prayers for your future. I'll see you in my next one. Bye.